Modern culture pictures Petra as a mystical, hidden sanctuary, a lost city of stone concealed deep in the Arabian desert, waiting to be discovered. The physical geography tells a different story. The Sikh is a highly defensible, heavily surveyed security corridor. From the 4th century BCE to the 3rd century CE, the Nabataeans operated a highly lucrative caravan city from this location. They functioned as a ruthless, highly organized geopolitical cartel. Petra was never built for hiding. It was constructed for aggressive corporate signaling and supply chain dominance in a globalized economy. The foundation of this economy was physical resin. Bulk frankincense, myrrh, and rare spices drove the region's immense wealth. In the ancient Mediterranean market, these commodities were high-yield necessities, required daily for religious rites, used for medicinal applications, and rare luxury goods. This map shows the geographic bottleneck of the Arabian Peninsula. Every overland trade route moving north was forced to converge and pass directly through Nabataean-controlled desert territory. To move cargo through this corridor, merchants had to pay the overland tariff, a mandatory tax levied by Petra on every passing camel and crate. By holding a monopoly over this single geographic choke point, the Nabataean state accumulated massive capital reserves. Stripped of its modern tourist context, the Al-Khazneh Treasury facade reveals its true function, a calculated capital expenditure project. Carving these mathematically perfect Hellenistic structures into sheer inhospitable desert rock required extreme labor costs and specialized engineering. The target audience for this infrastructure consisted of visiting Greek, Roman, and Persian bulk merchants. These massive monuments projected absolute economic stability. They signaled to traders that the Nabataean state was fully integrated into the broader Mediterranean market and highly solvent. These rock-cut facades functioned as the ancient equivalent of a corporate headquarters billboard. They intimidated rivals and secured foreign investor confidence by proving infinite capital. By the 1st century CE, this monopoly created a severe macroeconomic crisis for the Roman Empire. This flow map illustrates the resulting trade deficit. Roman silver currency was bleeding out of imperial borders at high volumes to pay the exorbitant Nabataean overland tariffs. Launching a kinetic invasion into Petra was tactical suicide. The city's encrypted, highly defensible desert water grid made a traditional siege impossible to sustain. Rome recognized this as a strictly logistical problem. Traditional warfare would result in catastrophic military losses without actually securing the underlying supply chain. Instead of a frontal military assault, Rome executed a massive supply chain bypass. This animation tracks the Roman strategic pivot. Roman merchants began harnessing seasoning monsoon winds to move cargo via the Red Sea. Maritime cargo completely bypassed Nabataean territory, docking directly at Egyptian ports firmly under Roman control. Maritime bulk shipping mathematically undercut both the strict volume limits and the slow speed of overland camel caravans. This is the core principle of logistical warfare. Rome did not need to defeat Petra's army to win. They only needed to render the Nabataean network obsolete. The success of the Roman maritime bypass had an immediate macroeconomic impact on Petra. The sudden, catastrophic loss of market share and tariff revenue stalled Petra's entire economic engine. Without continuous capital flow, the massive infrastructure, complex water management systems, and public works of the city became unmaintainable liabilities. By simply rerouting the flow of goods, Rome transformed Petra from a global economic hub into a stranded asset in the desert. In 106 CE, the last Nabataean king, Rabel II, died. He left behind a bankrupt and weakened state. Roman military assets arrived in a precise, dual-pronged maneuver. Legia III Cyrenaica moved north from Egypt, while Legia VI Ferrata moved south from Syria. The annexation was a casual, bloodless affair. Heavily armed Roman legions functioned essentially as auditors, finalizing a hostile corporate takeover. Rome successfully absorbed a ruined competitor's territory and assets without the financial or political cost of a protracted war. The immediate administrative reorganization legally liquidated Nabataea. The land was absorbed to create the Roman province of Arabia Petraea. Emperor Trajan orchestrated this acquisition, consolidating the territory to secure his eastern flank before expanding further into Mesopotamia. The administrative gravity shifted northward. The provincial capital was moved away from Petra and up to the city of Basra. A cultural rebranding followed. Greek and Latin were imposed for official discourse, tracking, and taxation, replacing native Aramaic and Nabataean. The territory was completely reorganized, transitioning from an independent cartel to an integrated, compliant Roman subsidiary. The final logistical project of the Roman occupation was the construction of the Via Nova Traiana. This stone superhighway stretched straight down the center of the province, connecting the new capital at Basra all the way to the Red Sea port of Aqaba. The operational purpose of the road went beyond troop movement. It permanently controlled and rerouted the region's commercial logistics under strict Roman oversight. Petra did not fall to fire and swords. It was systematically optimized out of the global supply chain, financially liquidated, and finally paved over by superior imperial logistics.